we're back with Unforgettable Conversation, Season 4. I won't even say that.
Which episode?
I don't even know it. At this point, I'm not even going to start mentioning it. I don't think I even mentioned it the last time.
The last time was 6. No,
7 just came out, and that's the one with you, me, Alex, and James. So we have 8 with Jonah Reyes.
Jonah and Tony.
Jonah and Tony. And then, see, that's why I'm like,
So then we're at 9.
We're at 9. Possibly, 9.
Sick.
All right, today we got Donnie Darko.
What's
we got
up?
your boy Lito, and then we have a new guest. We got Ivan in the house, dude.
What's going on? What's going on?
Sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah.
So, Ivan, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know,
Nice.
appreciate the call.
Yeah, dude. I've been wanting to get you out here, and then mainly because of your donuts, dude.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Dude, when you catered for Baby J's birthday, dude.
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, I think my favorite one so far is that the Oreo sprinkled one, and then there's
favorite.
Yeah, and then there was a cereal one, right?
What is it?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay,
wait, don't you have one that's like Fruity Loops, like Crispies?
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. Okay.
Dude, you have like a Hot Cheeto run, right?
No,
or where is it? Taki one. Oh, okay, dude.
I got
Hot Cheetos next.
Okay, I gotta ask. Okay, how did you even like get this started? Like, where did you even like start learning about making donuts?
Like the OG,
the master
origin story?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I want to know.
Okay, so my grandparents, they're bakers. They were bakers back in Mexico, Michoacan, and when they came here, they tried to do the whole baking thing. You know, it's sweet bread.
Yeah,
you know,
panaderia.
Bolillos, yeah, all that stuff.
Conchas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Conchas.
And then I think it didn't, for one reason or another, it didn't work out. As I got older, I got intrigued. I watched my grandma do this sometimes for Christmas or for whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I got intrigued, and I saw her. She was doing some donuts.
Oh, okay.
You know, and these aren't your regular donuts. Like you know, you go to a donut shop, super fluffy, hardly anything in them or whatever, you know. But they all like taste the same. Generally,
Yeah.
they all taste the same. These had something different. I'm like, okay, I want to know what's different about them. She shared with me the recipe, you know, and
What's the recipe?
I can't.
No, that's a secret. That's a family secret.
Secret recipe.
How old were you when you first started learning?
When I started asking around, I was probably about 15 or so.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were a little bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably like in high school already. Yeah.
But I think it was my last, or I think it was right after high school. I worked with them over the summer because they started making bread and selling it in the streets. In Santa Barbara. And they popped off. They were selling
okay.
I don't know, upwards of 200 pieces of bread.
Oh, so they had clients.
Yeah.
They had mad clients.
So I'm like, wait, you know, I got more intrigued, right?
Right.
So I started helping them over the summer. I think it was after graduation, and I learned pretty much from, you know, everything. I learned everything, what I could, you know.
Right.
And at the time, my grandparents, they lived at a ranch, so everything was done there, you know. But the special thing, and I could say this, the special thing about the bread is that they used to bake it inside of a like a
brick oven.
Brick oven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The original, the bop ones.
Brick oven pizza. Yeah.
So they used to. That's how it used to cook. You know. Bake
Okay.
And the bolillos too.
Right.
So that gives it a different flavor. I mean, you know, pizza is different and stuff. So I think that's, and the recipe, that along with the recipe, I think that's what makes a difference. You know. Unfortunately, they got moved from there. Or they got kicked out or whatever from where they were living at. So it stopped. You know, we were doing really well for that summer. We do it so good, but it stopped. And then once it stopped, something inside of me was just like, nah, this can turn into something else, you know. But by myself, I couldn't do what they were doing.
Right.
Right.
It was three of us. It was my grandparents and me. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try the donuts. So I got with my grandma. I'm like, look, grandma, I think I'm gonna try this out. with the donuts. Give me a hand. And for a while, it took a while for me to recreate what she was doing because there was no actual recipe. Like it was all in her head and her hand measurements.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that's how it is for like.
That's how it is.
My mom, like, she has no recipes.
Yeah.
Like,
don't they say atentado or something like that? Yeah, where it's like, in other words, at your own kind of like. What would the translation be for that?
I've never even heard.
I almost want to say like at your own risk, but it's more like
at your own taste.
Yeah, at your own taste. Yeah,
they know,
like
man.
that.
They know.
Yeah.
Like, she would just grab the sugar and just
She'd be like, "This is enough.
This is
like,
enough."
There's no like a specific measurement, like how many cups. Like she knows, like okay, handful of this. You add a little bit more of that. She tastes it and then goes from there.
Just memory after trial and error.
Yeah, and I mean they did it for a long time over there.
Yeah.
So they got on top of it, but I couldn't do that. I'm like, nah. If I'm gonna do this, I have to find consistency.
Yeah.
I need like a recipe. So it took me a while, and actually up until recently, like these last ones that I did, that's probably one of the best ones that came out with how they came out.
Right.
And so anyways. I got with her and she showed me what she could, and then I took it upon myself to do it. I was working at the time at a company, a nanotech company over in Goleta, and after I got off from there, I used to go from 6 to 2:30, I think, or 6 to 3. So
Okay.
So when I get off of there, that's when I started doing it. I'm out of my mom's kitchen, nothing special, and then just started getting on socials, Instagram mainly. And then, and then so the idea where the name came from, the Fancy Ugly Dona, is that these donuts, when I saw them, being fried and stuff, I'm like, these are kind of ugly. Not gonna lie.
Right.
They're not like your regular donuts.
Right.
Right.
And then go to Krispy Kreme, everything's like exactly the same size,
all uniform, looking nice and shiny.
And I'm looking at this donut. I'm like, dang, this is kind of ugly. It tastes good, but it's kind of ugly.
Right.
So then, she still always only sugarcoat them with sugar. What I wanted to do is add cinnamon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like a churro flavor.
Yeah.
Right? So I tried that, and it went off.
Nice.
So that's what I call the original for me.
The original, yeah.
I call hers the classic.
Yeah.
I call mine the original.
Nice.
So they did a little bit of like panes and like different pastries, while you kind of emphasized and like niched down on donuts specifically.
Because the donuts for me it was easier. The one person, with us a team of 3, each one could do something different.
Right.
So the donuts is just by myself. My family would help me a little bit. But yeah, that's basically that's where it came, and the name came from. They're ugly donuts, but I think I can make them fancy.
Yeah.
And at the time, this was back in like 2019.
Oh, okay.
When I started, and at the time there was so many new new things in food that you didn't really see before. Just some crazy stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna make these ugly donuts look fancy, so that they're more appealing, they're more Instagram worthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where the idea came from.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, the ingredients just kind of from how I grew up.
Right.
And I tried getting stuff from Mexican cultures or Mexican households. Everybody loves hot Cheetos or Takis, at least if you're Mexican.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that, dude. When I started seeing those, I was tripping out, but I was like, "Oh man, like I'm actually down."
Yeah.
You know how like some places they'll have like the sweet and salty, like chicken waffles, with like the honey or the syrup or whatever. That's what I thought when I heard of those.
Yeah.
What did they say?
No, I was gonna say like it brings that, because you're like hot Cheetos in a donut, or like or Takis in a donut. It's just like, I mean, you're like, I wonder if that tastes good. So it's like, I gotta try it.
Yeah.
Or like what's the other bacon covered chocolate?
Oh right. Yeah.
Sorry, chocolate covered bacon.
Yeah, chocolate covered bacon.
Something like that, where it's like a mixture of both areas.
So at the beginning, if you go all the way back to to the Instagram, at the Fancy Ugly Dona, you'll see that I started. I did. You know how there's a maple bacon donuts.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I remember those.
I did a Mexican version of it, and it was chicharrón.
Oh. Okay.
I never actually really sold that. Yeah. But I mean, you know, if later on, if it becomes a thing,
it's gonna kick off after this.
You know, and then like the cereals. Fruity Pebbles, I remember eating them as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All the time, you know? Yeah. And I think I had seen somewhere where they had put some Fruity Pebbles or something on something.
Like a pastry or something like that. And
I'm like, oh, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And that would actually became one of the favorites.
Oh, I was going to ask, like, how do you get it to, like, hold? Because I feel like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, if I were to do the same thing, which obviously I can't, but if I were to do the same thing, I throw it on there and it's like instantly once you pick it up, all the pebbles or everything else, all the cereal, it falls off. Like, how do you get it to, like, bake? Do you, like, bake it on? Or?
Nah, it's just the glaze.
Oh, the glaze.
So it's while the glaze is still, like, warm,
and
then you just drop it on.
Okay.
Dip it in the glaze, and then as the glaze is sitting or setting,
get it on there.
Oh,
okay.
That's smart.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's actually how you do most of it.
Right.
How did you like? What made you like get to the point where it's like, I'm gonna turn this into something? Like, I'm gonna turn it into like start an IG and start like spreading it out. Like when did it start? Like you said, it was 2019.
It's 2019.
That's when you opened up your account with the IG
in February.
In February. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What made you want to like go from like, okay, this is just a project with my grandma to I'm gonna turn this into like a side hustle?
Into a side hustle? Yeah. I think it was just at the moment things that I was seeing on social. I'm like, this could really work. I think people would be intrigued with all these kinds of different things happening to a Dona.
Right.
You know? I think that's what it was. I said, you know what, this could work. This could work. And it definitely did. When I was doing it in Santa Barbara, every day I would get orders.
Every day you were getting orders?
Wow. Every day, yeah.
Yeah, I remember like there was a time, I think it was like a little bit pre-COVID.
I think it was like 2020 now.
Or yeah, maybe it was 2020. That I remember, dude, I would see post after post. Yeah. You'd be getting like orders and like, I think the first time I tried it, your wife, Maribel, she told me about it and I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, let's see if we can try them out. And I tried them out and I was like, oh man, like there's like an array of different types.
Yeah.
And I forgot which one I tried. I think it was one of the cereal ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that one was weird. Like, I never thought of that. And I tried it. I'm like, oh, man, these things are good. And then at the time, I think you had made them a little bit bigger. Or at least the one that I got was like extra big.
Okay.
And I tried it. And I was like, oh, man, like, dude, this thing is like, this is actually, this is better than Krispy Kreme for sure.
Yeah. And then it's funny. You say that because I might sound biased, right? But when I eat the donuts that I make, you know, when you eat the regular donuts, you get like this immediately right after you get this feeling of like just chugging some water or I don't even know what it is.
Thirsty because of like whatever the ingredients are.
Is, maybe I don't know. But with these, I don't get that. I don't get that sensation or whatever, that feeling.
Yeah, I want to say that.
And it's bad because that makes me want to eat more.
At the party that you pretty much catered, that was the same thing. When I had one of the Oreo ones, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I could go with some milk. I was like, oh dude, I can go for another one. Instead of like, oh, I need something to like chug it down. Because I know I've been to like Krispy Kreme. You get some of the regular glazed ones. You eat that and it's like, oh, I need like coffee or something to like wash it down because it's almost like too much sugar.
Yeah.
Where versus yours, it's like you compensate it with like that cinnamon or a different ingredient or something like that.
Yeah. So forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Do you still like? Is it just you by yourself now, or do you still do it with your like?
Oh, that's actually what I was gonna say. So when we moved over here, when my family and I bought the house over here in Port Hueneme, I tried doing it still, but at the time I was commuting still.
Oh right,
Santa Barbara
there
to Santa Barbara. So it did. I just couldn't put the same amount of effort. You know?
Right.
And people would message me or DM me or whatever
for some more donuts.
It was just really hard to get them back.
That's true. Because
I was
not only
commuting
you
for work, coming back, making them, and then had to go back.
Yeah.
So it was just too much. So, and then COVID hit, and
that messed everybody up too.
Yeah, and I used that as an excuse, and just from there I got lazy. Up until recently, actually, your sister, she reached out and she's like, "Hey, can you do the party?"
Cater. Yeah.
I want to say that was probably one of the first times that I got back in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna ask because I know you did the.
No, go for it.
I know you did like that venue for Baby J. Is there any other like venues or events? Like, dude, I'd love to see like a wedding, like a wedding where you guys do like that.
Yeah. Well, I had my grandma do something for our wedding.
Oh, really?
I didn't know, but my grandma did something for our wedding. But no, a wedding. I haven't gotten there.
You should get into that, dude.
There's a lot of birthdays.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of birthdays. Yeah, and then right before COVID, I started making these letters.
Oh, I remember that.
Like donuts, shaped as letters. Yeah, and I got a lot of those too. Too.
Is there like a specific like go to, like, hands down I could sell these every single day?
The letter O's.
The letter O's?
The letter O's.
The letter O's? You just mean donuts in general?
Like, which donut is, like, your best seller, I guess you could say?
I would want to say the cinnamon sugar.
Cinnamon sugar?
That's the original, right?
The original one?
Yeah.
I can go for one of those right now.
I know. I was almost like, dude, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, should I tell him to bring some donuts?
If we would have done this yesterday, I probably would have brought some.
Oh.
I mean, tomorrow. Sorry, tomorrow.
Oh. You know what? Okay, we're going to do next episode is going to be,
Yeah, man. So I started making the letters and stuff, and people started really like it intrigued them once again. You know, so that started going off. But then and then COVID hit, and I used, like I said, I used that as an excuse. But up until recently, I
started picking it back up again.
Picking it up back up again. Yeah.
Now my question is, you do this all at home right now? Yeah. So what gear do you need? Like, I don't know anything about donut making, so I'm like, I don't know what kind of kitchen appliances you would need for this. Like, in my head, I'm thinking like the few movies that I've seen about donuts, it's like they have that big machine that turns, that mixes it. Yeah. Obviously, they're making like every single day, thousands of them. Yeah. But like, what machines do you use at home?
So when I started, I actually didn't have a machine. And I used to do it all by hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to mix everything by hand. My grandma taught me how to do it, and actually, that's how we used to make most of the bread when I was working with them. Right. So basically, you make like a crater, or this is how you say it, like
crater,
right?
And like inside a bowl
type of
like a table.
Oh, okay.
In the table.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And with the flour, right, and then inside you start putting all the ingredients, and then you start mixing it up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But now I have a mixer.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so then you just pretty much pour everything in there, start mixing it, and it's like, how many can you pump out with like that mixer?
So I recently just bought a bigger one.
Okay.
Yeah. Shortly after I made the decision to pick it up again.
To pick it up again, yeah.
But the one I was using, it was like a 6-quart mixer, and I could get easily 3 dozens.
Okay, that's a good amount. Oh, nice. Yeah. How long does it normally take you? Like, if you were gonna do like, I don't know, like let's say you sold like 4 dozen, like how long would it normally take you? Or let's say 6 dozen, since you can do 3 of them each batch. Yeah. How long does it normally take for each one?
For 6 dozens, if I do them back to back, I think maybe about 4 hours.
Okay, so you relatively can knock them out pretty quickly, and like.
And this is all by myself.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Is that
from start to finish?
Is that before or after you already like decorate them and like?
That's all together.
All together.
That's actually pretty good.
4 to 5 hours. It depends. The decorating sometimes takes a little bit more time. Now, if it's just the sugar, cinnamon sugar is just
Is the mixer the big part? Like,
as far as equipment,
or do you have
the
other
mixer
equipment?
And the fryer?
Oh, the fryer! I totally forgot about the fryer. Yeah, because you have to like kind of dip them in. Or
you gotta dip in the fryer.
Yeah,
in the fryer. In the oil.
And it cooks them. Now I'm starting to think like, do you guys? I don't know if you guys ever went to like the fair and you saw the donut making machine. Where like it's like if they put the dough in from one side and like it goes down the line and then you just see it like get dipped and then slowly gets flipped over and then all the way through.
It's
relatively the same thing.
Yeah, I mean fried donuts. That's usually how they're all made.
Essentially made. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Do you plan on like expanding your like equipment?
Yeah, so I'm started investing. So again, up until recently, I think I'm taking this
more seriously.
Yeah.
Dude, hands down, I say you should.
Yeah.
I'm like one of the voters because I can easily eat a lot of donuts. So the moment that you start like pumping out more of those, I guarantee you I'm gonna be placing some orders.
We live 2 minutes away.
I know. I'm just gonna be knocking on the door. Hey, are they ready? I know he can make 4 dozen right now. So
I'll wait 4 hours.
I'll wait 4 hours for it. start a little line outside.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you. Do you plan on making this like your main hustle? I guess right now it's like your side hustle.
I think that's the goal.
That's the goal. Nice.
Yeah. Open up a donut shop. You know,
that'd be cool.
Somewhere where you can just share a little bit of Mexican culture, share a little bit of Mexican American culture.
Right.
You know. And also just to have a place to like hang out and kick it, you know, and
that would be cool.
Just a
do a podcast.
Do a podcast.
There you go. Why not?
That would be actually cool.
Not?
Today we're gonna be making donuts with Ivan in his own little shop this time.
Yeah. So I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
The bigger goal would be to have multiple donut shops.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Because I mean, it got popular over there in Santa Barbara. So if I start off here, then branch out to over there,
for sure,
or nearby cities or whatever.
Well, I mean, even if you think about it, like the U.S. alone probably consumes more donuts than the entire world, donuts. Dude.
Yeah,
like there's so many donut shops. Like, you can't go down the street without seeing like another donut shop, and it's always the same.
But his are set apart.
Yeah, but yours are like unique donuts. So like, you know how like some people were like all raving about like when they first moved Krispy Kreme over here,
right?
And then they like try it. It's like, okay, yeah, it's definitely different, but it's still kind of like the same as like going to the nearest little donut shop.
I never knew what the hype was about Krispy Kreme.
I honestly, I think it was just because it was.
I think it's because you can watch them be made.
Yeah,
was that all of us? Because I tried one and I was like, this is just like a basic donut, you know?
Yeah,
it was. It really was.
Really special,
when I went over there and I tried it and I'm like, it's just a glazed donut. There's nothing special about it.
Simple, very
really sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
That's what I
very
get
sweet.
from it,
yeah.
You know.
Very sweet.
No hate on Krispy Kreme.
No, all the hate. We want
all the hate. I know we want all the attention over here.
Try me.
But yeah, no, it's
They don't put cereal on their donuts.
Yeah.
I haven't been in Oxnard that long.
Right.
But I think you guys are from around the area, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much, kind of. Oxnard, Ventura
so
area.
As of today, I haven't seen anything like this around here.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sure. The closest thing I could compare it to, and then this is entirely 2 different categories, is I don't know if you've ever been to Cielo, coffee shop.
No, I haven't.
So they do crepes. Okay. It's like, it's weird because they're super popular.
Okay.
But they do is French theme, Mexican style French theme pastries.
Okay.
So they'll have like café de olla.
Okay.
And then they'll have crepes.
Yeah.
And like croissants and stuff like that. Yeah. So like random stuff like that. That's the closest I've ever seen. And yet even them, they get popular because it's like, okay, who wants to go to Starbucks when you can go get authentic like café de olla?
Yeah.
Versus like, who wants to go to a regular donut shop if you can go to the Ugly Fancy Donut? That's why I feel like yours would probably be like, okay, it's specific. It'll get a lot of attention. And I mean, I think it already gets a lot of attention because of the fact that you do different things versus the traditional glazed chocolate bar or sprinkles or whatever. Like you're actually throwing everything at the board to see what works and what doesn't.
Works. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think I would like to stay with the Mexican American culture,
right?
As much as I can, just because
like
I
a
think
taco donut.
Mole.
Actually, I feel like I honestly feel like that might work.
It might. I don't know. I got so many ideas in my head, but there's so many good Mexican food that we grew up with,
right.
Or treats or sweets or whatever it is that I think I can implement into the donuts.
Sure. What kind of like what headspace I guess were you in when you started thinking like, let me get some cereal and throw this on there, or let me get some Takis and like what got into your head? Because obviously like this is obviously like a new idea because obviously like donut shops don't do that.
Yeah.
But what made you think like, let me think outside the box?
Yeah.
Like what got you at that point?
I think the whole idea of making it fancy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Comes from the name.
Yeah.
And actually, it took me a little while to try to get the name. I know it doesn't really have anything to do with Mexican you know, the fancy ugly donut.
Right.
But just the idea when I saw them, and I said, you know what, we can make these donuts look better, and basically make them more colorful. So throw in some fruity pebbles, make them look, you know, I don't know, just throwing a whole bunch of stuff out there, and then the acronym, the FUD. Right. That's the
fancy ugly donut. FUD.
The FUD. It one day, I don't know, I think I was at work or something, and just brainstorming ideas, and I came. Back in the day, they used to use a lot of hashtags. I don't know if they use them much now.
Dude, I think you own FUD now, because dude, every single time I see it, I'm like, it's a fancy ugly donut.
Yeah. And back in the day, they used to use a lot of hashtags on socials, and I came up with what the FUD.
Right, yeah, I remember
play
that.
with words.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of where it
goes into it.
Got together. Yeah. Like, okay, what else can I put on a donut where people will say, what the FUD? Like,
what the Takis, what the FUD?
and the Takis one, actually, Takis reached out to me.
Really? Nice.
Let me rephrase. Let me say that in a better way. They saw a post that I did about the donuts.
Okay.
And I think it was during Christmas time, and they reposted it on their page.
Okay. That's actually pretty sick, dude. I give you props for that. I didn't know that.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
That's sick.
It was a cool moment.
The fact that a big company like that acknowledges like your
they DM'd me and said,
thing.
"Hey, can we repost your picture on our page?" And
that's actually pretty sick.
Said, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm pretty sure it got like attention for your brand too.
I got some new followers off of that. Yeah.
That's good.
And I think it was during Christmas, and I think it said something like, "Santa's tired of your cookies. Try these."
Oh,
something like that.
That's smart.
Yeah. Donuts. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. So I think the potential is there. The ideas are good. You know, I just got to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know?
I think with anything you do, as long as you like put in work, put in time, it'll eventually become something. Because I feel like if you think about it, like with a podcast, even with ours, it's grown like a good amount.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like the amount of work that we put into it, because Danny can pretty much tell you, like, he was there episode 1. You could go on YouTube and go check it out, and it's like horrible audio.
Dog water, man.
It's dog water, dude. There's like, it's all blurry. The camera was like off. Like, we're at different angles. You can't even catch everybody in the camera. It's like, dude, it was just a mess.
Yeah.
Like, the lighting wasn't even there. Now we have like a full on like background studio. We have better gear, and we're eventually going to get closer and closer to like improving it more and more. But I mean, basing it off of like what we've been doing it for, what, like 8 months?
8 years.
Oh, shit. It feels like 8 years. I mean, we're already in season 4.
Has it been 8 months?
It's been 8 months.
Wow,
that's crazy. Yeah.
Praise God.
8 months. I mean, we're at like 269 subscribers on YouTube.
269 million. Dang.
I wish. We have like, I think we're almost gonna hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, and then 200,000 views as a channel. Which once we get that post out, like once we hit that goal, because we're like at 197, so we're right there. Once we hit that, I'm gonna put a post out and maybe do a podcast.
We're gonna get bank.
No, well, we had a brand reach out that they wanted us to promote their stuff, but unfortunately we had to go a different direction with it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think if you just stay consistent to it, keep doing what you're doing, and then I mean, like, more people are gonna be placing orders, and then before you know it, you're gonna be like, this kitchen's too small. Yeah, like, I need my own place to actually be able to like pump out more of these donuts, or get another machine or something like that.
Yeah. So, we have an extra room over at our house.
Right. Yeah.
So and it's right off the kitchen. So I kind of took ownership of that, and that's kind of where I'm setting up right now.
Nice.
Do you have like business cards?
I did.
Okay.
But I recently changed. So when I started, it was the Fancy Ugly Donut. I recently changed it to Dona.
Dona, yeah.
To kind of give it that
Spanish theme to it.
So I don't have any business cards with
the new name.
The new name or the new logo.
Oh yeah.
But I do have business cards from.
It's still the the logo you have on your IG, right?
Currently, yes.
Yeah, that's when. Is that the new one, or
that's
is that
the new one?
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, that's the one I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Recently from like the, when you did the catering. Okay. So I was like, is that the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. It's that one.
Okay. Yeah, because that was not so long ago.
A little bit.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, that's kind of where my setup is right now.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and God willing, I can get, I don't know, permits or license or something. I don't even know how that stuff works.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, just do some research, and then before you know it, you're gonna be like, oh, I mean, like I didn't know it was as simple as applying for a business license or something like that, or whatever it is, and then getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my next step. I think just setting up that room, and because I do know that specifically for like food sales, there's gotta be, it's more strict.
Yeah, they have to have like specific like permit, kind of like restaurants where they have like a what is it, a rating for each restaurant or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
FDA approved or something.
Yeah, I think you.
Yeah, FDA approved. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe
I think you are allowed to sell to a certain point from your house, but I think it has to
eventually
some sort of standard, up to some standard.
Right.
Stuff.
Gotcha.
If
you can't have chonies like laying around.
Exactly.
Right next to the battery machine.
So I think that's the next step for me right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you and then that's the cool thing that you have a good support team too. I mean, I'm sure your wife is in like supportive about the decisions that you've made with the Fancy Ugly Donut.
Yeah, she's been very supportive.
He's all she doesn't really like it.
And she's like she doesn't like donuts.
She's allergic.
No, yeah, she's been very supportive. My wife, and my family too from the beginning.
That's good. Yeah,
they've been very supportive. They're honest too.
That's what you need too. Like supportive, but also honest, because then they can critique you the right way. Yeah.
They're honest. They're honest about it. So, but I think right now I'm in a good place. To focus on it and give it more effort, more time.
Right.
And hopefully it's just up from here.
Yeah, well, dude, we'll be praying for you and making sure that everything it's
thank you.
On the up and up, and then we'll definitely promote you on this too.
Yeah,
I'll end up getting your IG info and everything, and just so the Bromigos can know where they can reach out if they want to buy some donuts, and if they're in the local area. What's your IG handle?
Yeah, it's the Fancy Ugly Dona. That's it.
On IG? Do you have like a Facebook or anything else?
It's on Facebook too.
It's on Facebook too?
But basically everything I do is on Instagram because it'll just...
it'll
connect.
It'll sync.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Or you can text or call me. My information's on there.
It's on there too. All right, awesome.
Yeah. We'll put your social security on there too.
I know your blood type and the donut recipe and whatnot. Yeah. I think my other question is there a donut that you tried that you were like, oh, let me just try this, and then it bombed, like it was just horrible?
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
So everything's so far
good answer. Good
I
answer.
Like there's like donut and 5 gum or something like.
I will say I tried something like fresas con crema type of thing.
Okay.
But that was more on me because I didn't do it right. Like it tasted good. It didn't help. Donut
didn't hold.
It didn't hold together.
It didn't hold together. So that's my answer to that question. Nothing that didn't taste good, but just if I perfect that, I think it'll be better. Yeah.
Do you have any like spoilers for like Bromigos or like any like upcoming donuts?
Like new project donuts
that you're thinking about?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
No.
Because like right now, so far, the ones that I've seen is obviously the cinnamon one is the classic one. Then there's the original one. Sorry, the original one.
Get it right, man.
Then there's the Takis one. There's the Oreo
Oreos,
crunch one or Oreo one, crumble one, and then
you got a marshmallow one.
So I have a chocolate abuelita.
Okay,
yeah. I haven't made it recently, but and I put marshmallows on it. But honestly, I just got little marshmallows and just threw them on top. So
I think
it's just the little details that I think I'm gonna work on.
Well, I mean, I mean, just the marshmallows alone make it fancy.
Yeah,
they make it nice.
Now there's some crazy stuff you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think did you have a M&M one?
M&Ms?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I've tried M&M's.
Skittles?
What was it? There was one, Skittles. There was one that I saw and it kind of looked. I don't know if it was M&M's or if it was. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Huevos con chorizo, right on top.
Huevos rancheros, just on top of a donut.
Chilaquiles.
You never know, bro. You never know.
Yeah. We're over here giving you ideas.
I know.
Like, what else? Like one a day men's with like
if you think
your
about it,
daily vitamin one,
like right on top of it.
that might sell at a shop.
It might.
If you think about
it.
Yeah. Somebody comes up and like, hey, you got something else other than donuts?
What if like someone shows up and they're like, I want vegan donuts? Which are donuts vegan?
Nah. No. Nah.
Would you make a vegan donut?
Vegan donuts out there?
I could try.
What is vegan? Wait, why isn't donuts vegan? Because of the eggs, right?
Vegan is nothing from animals.
Nothing from an animal.
Yeah, so I use eggs.
And this man's an animal.
I use eggs.
And like, do you use like milk too, like dairy?
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay, so then it wouldn't be vegan.
Yeah.
There's no
I feel like
there's no alternative for like eggs. Like egg whites or something but not.
Well, they have like the powdered eggs that we were talking about the other time. That's not really eggs. It's just
not
like
really eggs.
Maybe
maybe
there's like alternative.
People do make vegan donuts.
Yeah, there's vegan donuts. I'm just trying to think like what do they use?
I don't know if Mexicans are good with vegan.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, if you're Mexican, you're not. You're not vegan.
Just throw like I'm trying to think like carnitas on top of like donuts.
Oh yeah.
And just have it like a donut.
Birria donut.
I mean, eventually, eventually also.
Tamal donut, dude. There you go. You can keep that one. I'm placing my order already.
Actually, to answer your question, I just thought of something. You know that stuff you put on conchas on the top?
Oh, the sugar powder or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, I guess it's a coating or whatever.
It's like a coating.
I'm working on that.
Dude, that'd be tight.
I'm trying to see if I can.
That would be kind of
cool.
So it looks like a concha. So it looks like
a
concha donut.
Yeah.
Oh, that would actually.
That's actually a thing.
It is.
I won't take credit for it.
Oh, okay. I'm over here like thinking like this guy's a genius. He's inventing the wheel over here.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I wanna make it my own way. You know, and see if I can do it, because we used to make conchas with my grandparents.
Right.
Oh,
all
okay.
the time, And actually, just recently, I reached out to her and I asked her, like, hey, I was thinking of this idea. You think it'll work? And we had a conversation and stuff. So, I think it's in the works.
How do they feel that you're now doing this by yourself? Like,
I think they feel
proud of you.
I think they're good.
They're salty. They're like, man, he's so hard, bro.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. And whenever I do post something, I always try to mention where the origin, where it comes from, stuff like that. And once we open up shop and stuff, I'll make sure to,
Dude, that would be cool. Like if like in the restaurant where you go in, like there's just like
a mural.
Yeah, a mural
right
of
there.
your grandparents, like back in the country,
making the donuts,
old school style, like by hand, and then like just like scripture right there that says like your grandma's name, your grandpa's name, and like how they started, when they started, and how
established
the authentic style. Yeah, that would be actually pretty cool. Give it like an authentic feel to that.
Just
like,
a vaca in the back, just
a cow in the background. It's like
the field.
That's how
the ranch,
the dairy,
the ranch,
the eggs, the chicken coop and whatnot.
The
in
brick oven right there.
Ooh, that would actually be kind of cool.
That's what I was going to say earlier. Once we do open up shop, I do want to try to expand to the bread, to the bolillo. The bolillo is if not the best, one of the best bolillos you will ever eat.
Yeah,
the one that my grandparents make. Yeah,
dude, I'm gonna place an order right now.
They unfortunately don't make any. But when
they don't,
they don't. They're not doing the thing.
Oh, okay.
But that's why also I kind of wanna go 110% on this, because I don't want to rush things, but I do want to make things happen.
Yeah.
Because they're getting older.
You have that vision, like you already see it.
And they're getting older, and I want them to be able to see it.
Yeah.
And help me wherever I do need the help. But yeah, no. I think it's possible to have a brick oven at a shop or something.
Yeah, I mean, like I know, where was it?
Oh, yeah,
in Santa Barbara, Personas, the pizza place.
Yeah.
They have a brick oven there. That's how they do it.
I was gonna even say, I don't know if Blaze Pizza is a brick oven.
I think it is.
Oh yeah, I think it is.
Or some sort of.
They have a fashion.
It's not. I think Medici's Pizza. I think that one's a brick.
Downtown, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, if I can bring that into the shop, you know, just
that
because that's where it's you know, that's how it started.
Originally
it's foundation right there.
Yeah. And it gives it that extra flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, that's
special
true.
flavor. So,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to stay, you know, true to it as much as I can, but also
still like venture off to like get your ideas that you were
throw my twist on.
Yeah,
you
Did you ever add ice cream to it?
Ooh.
I've gotten a donuts that I make and eat it with ice cream. But
dude, I feel like
that'd be kind of hard
good.
to sell.
Yeah.
That would be kind
without a shop, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Later on,
you get there. You get there. It's all wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, your Uber Eats got there late. It's all melted.
I have tried it, and I mean, it's all good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What about a quesadona? Like a quesadilla, but it's a donut.
With broth on the side?
Yeah.
With the birria broth?
Birria right there.
Yeah.
Just get the donut and just dip it.
Yeah.
Man.
See,
that'd actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, when you eat the donut by itself without anything, it does almost give you like that bolillo feel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I mean, they sound a bit ridiculous, but I mean they might work. Because I've thought of the only one.
Take it, bro.
Dude, the only one I'm thinking about is like a croissant style donut, like donut shaped, but like it's a croissant. Like where you know how like when you bite into it, it's kind of like it's flakes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like well, they have cronuts.
It's that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This man's a genius,
dude.
Yeah, they have.
You're reinventing everything.
I think that was back in New York.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody.
Well, I mean, no one's stopping you from making it over here, dude. Know, right? We're not in New York. I can't order that at the nearest donut place right here.
That's a whole nother process, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Making a croissant
and
then
donut
and then somehow doing it with the donut. Yeah, I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Donut sandwich, a 4x4 donut,
dude.
Ooh.
Yeah,
In-N-Out style.
Hey, whenever I need ideas,
dude, just come over here. We're gonna tell you everything.
Because we've got like just
some good stuff.
We've just got random cravings, bro.
Dude, we have cravings, dude.
It's like if we're
do it like a pregnant one where it's like it's bacon, pickles, and a donut, and like hands down, you're gonna have like 20 orders every single day or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think like pregnant women, like that's one of the things.
Well, I was gonna say like with me and him, like we get cravings like if we're pregnant, like you know.
So. I mean, we may look pregnant, but we're not pregnant. Yeah, but we get those cravings too.
Yeah, no, technically, like he should have came out 20 years ago. You know, like I'm overdue.
Mine's at 22 now.
No, man. I think you know, the possibilities are endless.
Right.
You know.
Have you ever made a big donut?
Nah, like the ones you get at Universal Studios, like the Simpson ones, or how?
Oh, they sell some. I've never seen those. Yeah,
I think I seen when I went to Universal Studios. It was like,
dude, you should imagine like doing like a Guinness World Record of just like the biggest donut, holding that record. That would actually be cool. Because imagine going to like your shop and be like, you have a little like
largest donut ever.
The largest donut size of a Mini Cooper.
I mean, you'd have to get a huge fryer.
Huge oven, and all that stuff.
You know? Unless you bake it. But
you just have a team around with heat guns, just
have like me, Danny, all the other guys like be pouring oil on it.
Hot oil. Just dip it in a pool.
Dip it in a pool.
Dude, actually that's true.
A metal pool and just dip it in there, pull it out, and then we'll eat it.
Yeah.
You have to boil the pool.
Because didn't they make like the world's biggest like pizza recently? And they did like I think it was like the size of a football field.
No
shit. Pizza Hut. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. They did I think it was Pizza Hut and like some YouTuber or something like that did
that's insane.
The world's biggest pizza, and it was like the size of a football field.
Mr. Beast thing.
Yeah. Something like that. Who knows?
That's insane.
But dude, world biggest donut.
Oh, you
get that record, dude. Google it, and if it's like 2 feet, dude, you gotta try to do it, dude. Or even if it's 4 feet, like, try to get it.
My grandma used to have this big like pot, I guess, where she used to fry like 15 donuts at a time. I think it was big. I think if you do one giant one,
just one big one,
it'll probably that's a big donut.
Well, I mean, they have those like giant pots that are like for like turkeys or like what else, like when they make menudo or something like that. Those giant ones that you just like
chicharron too, right? I think for the chicharron.
Yeah, those big
to fry them.
They're like what are they called? They're like not trays. They're like
I know, like the Japanese culture or the Chinese culture have like that big old
the frying pot.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know which one you're talking about, where they have that big stick that they stir the carnitas.
Yeah. They got like
in
a
the
little
backyard.
sailor, like if they're sailing down there. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be actually pretty cool. Just dip it in there. That dude, if you dip something that big, it would at least have to be probably a little bit bigger than the size of the coffee table. Yeah. That's how big those pots are.
Yeah,
they're huge.
Where they make the carnitas, dude, with those sticks, you just dip it in there and pull it back out.
It's literally a paddle. Like it's literally like
dude,
it looks like
a boat paddle.
See, but I'm trying to think because. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm trying to
trying to multiply the ingredients like over and over.
Well, didn't you say that like you used to do it on the table and just mix it all together? Imagine just that, but you make the size of the donut and then get in like this like filter or something, and then just dip it in there, and then flip it over, and then dip it in again.
You trying to teach him how to make donuts? Is that what you're doing?
Oh man, I'm out of my lane. Look, I'm just suggesting. Don't
see. My only thing is, you have to make sure that the donut actually gets cooked.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
If it's so much dough,
so much dough. Yeah,
I don't think it'll actually. I don't know. I don't think it'll cook through.
Barrett, you'd have to leave it there for a while.
Yeah,
probably.
But then it'll probably get all burnt.
Get all burnt from the outside, cooked from the inside, but burnt.
I'm sure there's a reason why it hasn't been done.
That's true.
Well, if they can make the world's biggest pizza, you can make the world's biggest donut.
Yeah, or at the very least, the world's tiniest donut.
The tiniest one. Yeah.
It's literally like the size of a penny.
It's like, dude, that's a crumb. What are you doing?
Yeah,
but you see that there's like little takis on there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. He's the person that can answer this question. Why do they call them donut holes?
I saw this
this argument that we had on the podcast.
I watched it.
Explain to us, please.
Yeah. So, okay, ask me the question again.
We brought a professional in.
Why do they call them donut holes if they're donut balls?
Okay, so when you're making the cutout of the donut, right? So you flat out the dough.
Right.
And you have I'm losing my words. You're making the cutout, right?
Right.
In the inside, you gotta make a hole.
Yeah, I always wondered why is it that they make a hole?
That's a good question.
Is it to like so that it cooks evenly or something?
That's a good theory. Yeah.
I mean, I want to say yes, but there are donuts that don't have holes.
Right.
Yeah. Because you can cook them without holes. I think it's just whoever created the donut said, "Hey, it's gonna be a circle with a hole in it." That's
nice.
Because I mean, there are other shaped donuts.
Yeah.
I've made
like the chocolate bars.
I've made
letter those twisted ones.
You know,
there's like the claw one where it's like literally the size of a fist.
The what?
The like claw one that's like the size of a fist. That's like just chocolate glazed.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Claw one?
It's a fist.
It's I don't know. I call it the claw one. I remember. I'm stupid. They have it normally like they'll have like 3 or 4 of them, but they're huge. They're like the size of your fist.
Oh yeah, I know.
They're just kind of like little like. It honestly looks like they just cut out
like a bear claw
cake. Kind of like that. But
wait, aren't they just Cinnabons?
No, because they have chocolate on them. I don't know if I've never had one.
I've been donut shopping a long time.
Oh yeah.
You
are a donut shop, dude.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. They're doing some wild stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confusing stuff.
Yeah.
At least yours have names.
They're staying basic. That's what they're doing. They're staying basic. I know a couple of donut shops that are just mid that you could definitely take over.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I know. Dude, I feel like
I'll start calling them out if you want. I'll call them out.
Hands down, you could probably find like a place that's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna shut down. We're getting older. We're gonna retire. Our kids don't want to do this.
And they just take over.
We're gonna sell it, and you guys just take over.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then boom, right next to the 7-Eleven, there's like Fancy Ugly Donut, or somewhere in the collection or something like that. I don't know.
My wife wants me to get to be at the collection.
That would be actually cool.
She wants me to.
Yeah.
You should open up shop there. I'm like, it's probably heck expensive.
Oh yeah.
Or even I feel like right now, like Wagon Wheel's still like building up.
Wagon Wheel's
so it's
building
like
up.
that could be a good.
That's it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of new
like the
new
homes
buildings and stuff that have like the shops underneath, and then so I think there's possibilities, and we'll see where it goes, but. I think around this area, it's a lot cheaper than.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Down there.
But if you gotta also think about it, as long as you're in an area where people can get to in the morning.
Yeah.
Because that's what they normally go for. They go for their coffee and their donut.
Yeah.
I know so many times I've gone to like these places and it's like they have horrible coffee and like mediocre donuts.
Yeah.
And you throw in like fancy ugly donut, hands down, they'll go over there just because that's the only thing available to them that they'll be like, oh, something good actually popped up. Let's go to that instead.
Yeah, something accessible, you know. So it's like, oh man, you know, obviously like they're going to work in the morning, or even just like, oh, I just got off work, I want to go home, but you know what's the fancy ugly donuts on the way
through.
Might as well.
So here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
When is your ideal time to eat a donut?
For me,
dude, we've had. Okay.
I'm on a diet right now.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, that's a bad question because, dude, we've had cravings at like 3 a.m, dude.
Yeah.
But we've also I've gone to like donut shop and gotten something from the donut shop early in the morning. Like I get up at 5, so if I get over there and it's like 6:30 or something like that, and the donut shop is open, I'll grab a coffee or a Red Bull or something like that.
So in the morning,
donut
morning or night, honestly, because like at night it's like you eat that with cafecito or whatever.
Yeah.
But like
I think the worst time in my head, and this is just my opinion, midday. Like lunchtime.
I mean, if you've got like a birria dona, like
if you have a birria dona,
I'm gonna
go over there.
I'm gonna try it. You know?
Yeah. I only asked because I've seen there's this donut shop that opened up that's doing some crazy things with donuts. Not crazy, but just very like bougie,
alternative bougie style
white thing kind of
right,
you know.
Yeah.
They got like flowers on them and stuff.
Okay.
And like some natural flavors and like I don't know, tea flavors,
essential oils,
lavender
I don't
donuts,
know, all these crazy things.
Lavender donuts.
But they're doing really well over there in Santa Barbara. But they're only open from 8 to like 3.
8 in the morning?
8 in the morning to 3. And they sell like a lot, you know. And
it's more of a pastry place though, right? Like a authentic artisan bakery or something like that.
And then since they opened shop, they now have like sandwiches and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But their main thing was donuts, right? So as a business, you know, person,
entrepreneur.
There you go.
Yeah. Donut entrepreneur.
I would like to think that I wouldn't have to. Well, obviously, you want to get to a point where you don't actually have to be there.
Be there,
right?
You got it.
But obviously, you know, starting up and stuff, because you know, if you provide donuts for people at 6 in the morning, you got to wake up at 4
in the morning. Yeah, just to prep everything or something like that.
There's places that like they stay there. Like there's a Katie Donuts that's like 24 hours.
Yeah,
that's really sleeping there. You know?
Yeah.
Just,
and you know that, I mean, if I have to do it, I'll do it. But if I can avoid that, I want to.
Yeah.
So I'm not, you know, that's why the question was like, what would be the ideal time to have the donut shop open?
I think if you can see, this is where the actual measurements will come in handy, because if you want to train someone, it's going to be easier if you have specific like recipes for each donut. And that since you're saying that even back in the day when your grandma showed you, there wasn't a specific recipe. This is where you would need a specific recipe to be like, look, you might not be good at making donuts, but I'm going to give you the instructions. You can replicate a version of that. And that way I won't have to be here at 4 in the morning. I hired someone else. They can do it for me. And then before you know it, you have more than one donut shop. But I don't think the like 24-hour thing is a good idea. I think you also need to do.
How do you keep these on, man?
I know. Sometimes they're a little bit iffy because
there you go.
Yeah,
I think that's better.
I think it has like the railings or whatever.
I tried.
You can adjust those too, but they're a little bit weird.
It's fine.
We need to upgrade them later.
They're good. They're good.
But what I was saying is, you also don't want to put yourself in a position where it's like, I gotta be there every single day, and then now this is becoming from a dream of yours to a job. You don't want that. So you want to definitely like have it become first, get a clientele, then find a way to have someone like replicate what you're doing, and then now you can mass produce it and then slowly build up. Maybe start up in an area that's not as popular, and then by the 3rd or 4th location you're at the collection where it's like boom.
Yeah.
Now we have multiple shops.
To answer your question though, like what would be an ideal time? I think the way your donuts are created or like designed, I think it's not the typical morning and night donuts. Like I think those can easily on someone's lunch they could be like, you know what, I want to get one of these donuts.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
Because I don't see people saying that about any donuts. Okay. You know, I think yours they're specifically made to be, I don't know, they're better than the other ones. Yeah. I have to put in, you know, simple words, but yeah, I think those can definitely be throughout
at any time.
Yeah, anytime.
And that's the goal. Yeah. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
That's the goal. You know, especially like I know very few people that'll have a Takis donut at 6 in the morning.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So essentially that's the goal. Because I also don't want to close shop that late either.
Right.
Yeah, most of these donut shops are well, actually I don't know, but
I mean, you look at Rolling Pin. I mean, Rolling Pin. Like, they're
good donuts, but at the same time, they thrive in the night.
They thrive in the night because that's when they're freshest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been working on the consistency and just following strictly the recipe that I came up with.
Right.
Well, not that I came up with, but like that I put together. And so far, it's been good. You know, so that is the goal. To not have actually me doing them,
right.
You know, have someone else do them, and that, but still have the authentic flavor that they always have.
Gotcha.
You know,
gotcha. Yeah, a good way to probably gauge it is like, let's say if you made the donut and you know it's going to come out great, but also have like your wife make it with the same recipe you gave her, and then your sister make it, and then compare all three of them. Yeah. And be like, okay,
I'll ask you guys to make it.
Yeah.
Well, you bring them here, and we're like, okay, this one tastes this way, and then you're like, no, I made them all.
Yeah.
But at least that way you can see if like, oh, okay, like this recipe is working good. Yeah. Like anyone I can give my recipe to, and then now I have an employee instead of just me having to do it every single time.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
that's what I was working. Working on. So
the other thing is like if you venture off to like other things, maybe you could turn it into like a restaurant slash, or maybe not like a restaurant, but at least somewhere that someone would want to go for lunch.
For lunch,
yeah. Grab a sandwich or something like that, and then also a donut on the way, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, and I think through all these Mexican foods that we're that we know so well, I think it'll sell.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any churros ones?
Oh, churros.
Like churros.
Churro donut.
Churro donut.
Just the cinnamon sugar.
Just the cinnamon. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's already kind of like,
it gives it that flavor for sure.
Yeah, this is it. I later on want to add some, say like, because I don't currently put cinnamon on the mixture. Later on, I want to try to see if it'll maybe give it that churro flavor, you know.
Oh right, the original is like the one with the cinnamon, right? Or do they all have it?
So the donut is they're all the same. They're all made the same. The only difference is what I put on top of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So my original is the cinnamon sugar one.
Cinnamon sugar,
which is kind of like what you get with a churro.
Right.
But if I add cinnamon to the ingredients, I want to try that later on and see if it'll change anything, or if it'll give it more of a
different, churro taste.
Churro taste, yeah.
I would tell you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Dude, you should make a UNFC donut.
A UNFC donut.
Do like a ginger donut or something.
Ginger
like that.
donut? Why ginger?
I don't know why I'm just thinking ginger. Yeah.
No. Oh, you know aguacate on our donut. Avocado.
Yeah.
Dude, if you make a UNFC one, I'll repost it. I'll promote it like crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would actually be kind of cool. Imagine that, a UNFC donut.
But what do you want? What do you want on it?
That's what I'm trying to think. I don't know why just ginger came to mind, but what would be a good
some birria with just make it all
You're
hard.
Trying to make a food.
Let's see.
Well, what's our thing? I mean, our color has been like we switched
red and black.
Yeah, red and black.
I don't know. What is your color?
Well, I know.
I mean,
every
what I could do is just the letters.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not necessarily
customizable. They can't call it the UNFC donut. I'm trying to think like.
Think of something.
I don't know, like a cherry.
Shoot me the idea.
I know. I'll think of something.
Yeah, this guy a cherry.
I'll think of something and then I'll send it over to you. And if you make it, I'll repost it and then we'll promote that thing on IG too.
What's something that like we all eat a lot? I'm trying to think of like some chips that could be like a topping.
I've seen you all eat chips here.
Oh yeah, we were eating
hot Cheetos and stuff like that. But that's already like something that we all.
I mean, honestly, we eat Takis too. Like that's the thing. Like that's already one of them that we do.
One of them, yeah.
And hot Cheetos. Do you guys know a story about the hot Cheetos? Like how they came out? Well, according to my research, they were working at the Cheeto factory or whatever, and it was some Mexican guy that was working there. He tried to implement the eloteros into the Cheetos.
Oh, the chili powder.
The chili powder comes from, yeah.
So he's over here throwing on that, having it for lunch,
and apparently it got up to
like management or something like that.
To the upper management, crazy, and it became hot Cheetos. Yeah.
So it's authentic Mexican chips,
and that's the thing that like I want to try to stay with the Mexican theme.
Right.
Not only just like at the shop or whatever, like decor or whatever, but the actual donuts also. Because like in the Oreo one, I put a little. I don't know if you tasted it, but there's a little drizzle of what is that? Dulce la lechera.
Oh, okay,
there's some in there.
Yeah, because I was like, it's definitely sweeter than the original like Oreo. Yeah. Was it the white stuff? The white Oreo white stuff. Yeah. Because it's like stuffing. Smoother, like creamier.
Yeah. So there's a little drizzle on there,
like some of that. Yeah.
Because Oreos has nothing to do with Mexican, but I love Oreos. That's where that came from. But I'm like, what can I do to throw a little bit Mexican in there, other than the donut itself?
Right.
Just throw some Mexican in there. So I put a little drizzle of, I think it's dulce de leche. Yeah. And I mean it tastes good. So it works.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah. So the hot Cheetos one I think is probably I'm gonna try to work on.
Yeah, like and if not, we can like esquite style one. Oh.
Yeah.
If not, I'll probably text you some ideas.
Yeah.
See if we can implicate that and then post it up. That'd be actually kind of cool to have that.
The tamale one would be
tamale one, dude.
The tamales.
Look into that one. Carnitas one.
That's a lot of work though.
That's a lot of work.
It's like you already have to make a donut. Now you gotta make a tamal
too.
Yeah.
And they're not. They take time to make all that stuff too. But
although I would want to see like a cheese one. Like
cheese?
a
cheese donut,
but not like so like how like when you put cheese on like the comal and it ends up like getting toasty or what is crispy?
Oh, like crispy, like burnt cheese,
like burnt cheese on top. That'd be cool.
Ooh, that would be good.
All right,
I've done that with quesadillas where you just put cheese on the comal.
Yep,
and you put the tortilla on top of it, and then you flip it over. It's like burnt.
That's how they do it in Mexico.
Yeah,
most places.
Like a donut cover.
That with like avocado on top, I could go. I could try that, dude.
Yeah,
that'd be bomb.
Some avocado.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of avocado.
No,
I don't like it.
Man. No guac.
But if people like it, then
guac donut.
We'll give people what they want.
What the guac?
Yeah. What the guac? Dude. Oh, that'd be funny. All right, well, we're hitting that hour mark, dude. We've been doing a podcast for an hour, dude.
How long are these usually?
Like 4 to 5 hours usually. I'm joking.
I think the longest one we've done is like almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. Yeah, it was like an hour and 45.
Well, actually, there was one time where we did 3 episodes in one sitting, and it was like
it was like an hour and 45.
A little bit over 4 hours.
No shot. Where?
Here, or the early ones where we were leaving here like at almost midnight or something like that.
Dude.
It was late because we would start early and then just power through one episode, take a break, do another episode, take a break. And then
what was funny is like, and we would always talk about this, like there'd be times where like we'd be like tired in the podcast or like we wouldn't know what to say, and like, all right, well, we're gonna end it here, blah blah blah. Boom. As soon as we like finish it, we start talking about it,
we start talking. We're like, dude, we should have just kept recording.
Yeah.
But yeah. Funny. All right. Well, everybody, check him out at Instagram at the Fancy Ugly Dona now.
Fancy Ugly Dona, yes.
And check out hashtag FUD.
What the FUD?
What the FUD?
Hashtag the FUD. Yeah.
The FUD. Yeah. And hit him up for some donuts. If you guys want some and you're in the local area, check them out. place an order.
I'll be posting on socials when I make them.
Yeah, we'll repost it too, just so we can get some exposure out there. If you guys didn't see the episode, you guys can check it out on IG. And go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and tune in for next week's episode. See you guys later.
Later.